Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. And once again, it is the Tony and Barnes Show. Anthony, my friend, how are you?
Morning, Brian. I'm doing well, dude. A little hot out. Hot today, dude. I don't know
Hot,
about you.
muggy. I think Mets fans are hot. Maybe Yankee fans are hot.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Despite some losses. And I think, we have a pretty tough task on our hands today because we have to explain to everybody why Darren Ruff, Michael Givens, and Harrison Bader are future Hall of Famers and are going to help our team get to the promised land. But we have to just jump right into it. The world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. A back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, Cy-Yo, not a word of that land.
Stuck to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins it, fires, out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
All right, Tony. So a little bit of a tough day yesterday. We were coming off 2 wins by both New York teams, and then we ended up getting 2 losses in a little bit of a disappointing end to the trading bonanza.
A lot of bit disappointing.
That we've had, and just no big names from either the Yankees or the Mets. Were acquired yesterday, and then to top it off, the Yankees, with a head scratching move here, dealing starter Jordan Montgomery for Cardinals center fielder Harrison Bader, who is nursing a foot injury right now and isn't expected back till mid-September. And then obviously, Montgomery at this point, was their 3-4 starter. We know Severino's on the injured list. So I'll start with you. Your instant reaction in the Bader for Montgomery swap, Tony.
I was pretty surprised, honestly. We were talking a little bit about it before the show. Monty, I suppose, like you mentioned, isn't going to be on your postseason roster. But, I feel like you could have dealt other pitchers that should be on the roster as well.
Jameson, Tyone, maybe, if last night, maybe give 6 runs and walk 4 guys. I don't know. Maybe.
So giving up Monty for Bader, too. I don't know. I suppose Bader's good, but.
Yeah, listening to, everybody, all the analysts, and I listen to a lot of MLB Sirius radio, and obviously, the Fan, ESPN radio, and everybody just saying, Bader won the Gold Glove last year, is probably, the best fielding center fielder the Yankees have had in, however many years. But first of all, I'll take Aaron Judge any day of the week, and I know obviously, you put him in right, he's obviously very good there as well. But the fact that he's, not coming back till September, you look at his splits in terms of, with the bat, and I just feel like it leaves a lot to be desired. His best average in a season that he had at least 400 bats is 267, and 16 home runs. And then especially this year, he only played in 72 games, but he slugged 370, batted 256 and hit 5 home runs and 246 at bats, 15 stolen bases. So I guess you have the element as a pinch runner, but I feel like that's what we already have Tim LeCastro for. And like you said, I know that Monty wasn't going to really be starting in the playoffs, especially if we get back a healthy Luis Severino. But it's like I messaged you, I think it's very important for the Yankees to hang on to this number 1 seed in the American League and not have to do the best of 3 wildcard series. And especially, if there is the expected, ALCS between the Yankees and the Astros, and we have to go to a game 7, we need it to be in the jungle. We need it to be in the Bronx. We don't want it to be in Houston. And we've seen how the Yankees have hit in Houston in the postseason historically. So all of that being said, you ship out Monty, and like I said, I mean, he wasn't great, recently, especially. He had a really good start to the year, and he's, not a dominating pitcher, but I will take him any day of the week over Domingo Germán. I think, he's a huge question mark, and I wouldn't feel as bad about this if Severino wasn't going to come back till mid-September as well. The only silver lining here would be, and I did mention this to you before the show, is if Clark Schmidt gets some starts here, that would be my move. Put Germán in the bullpen. Schmidt I think can really be a good pitcher. And at this point, I mean, he's your top. I know he's not necessarily a prospect, but he's your kind of top up and coming pitcher now that you've traded them all away. So that's the only good I see coming out of this. And I guess, sure, the Harrison Bader story in terms of, he's from the Bronx and all that. So he's familiar with the area. He lives for the big moment, and he'll be a good defensive replacement. But in my eyes, you don't trade a 3 or a 4 starter for a defensive replacement, no matter how good he is in the field. That's just my thoughts. So I don't know. I think it's a big question mark if Harrison Bader can play a pivotal role in the Yankees, hoisting that commissioner's trophy. Would you say the odds are stacked against it?
Yeah, definitely. But he's from the Bronx, dude. He's from the Bronx. Come on, dude.
But at least if he was just a little better, I don't know. I just feel like from a hitting perspective, I mean, what do you really like about it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Matt Gabriel checks in, by the way. I liked it yesterday, he said, but not so much right now.
Well, and it's funny. He texted me saying that he liked it, and then I sent him his career batting stats, and he's like, wow, dude. But of course, we love hearing from Matty. So hopefully, he pays dividends. And I know he likes clock. He's always been a big fan of his. So that's the one thing I could see here. But I mean, I just really wish, and we're going to get to it right now, but that this was Jameson Taillon heading out instead. And I think you could have traded Taillon. So I lastly, Tony, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but especially I don't know if you saw the video. I think it was against the Mets last time or it was his second to last start, but he came out of the game and Boone pulls him and he says, why? You could see him mouthing why.
Yeah.
So I think there's always been you don't really hear about it, but there's always been some kind of hidden attitude with him
with
and
Monty.
Just with the organization. Not everybody was in love with him. Do you think maybe that was the biggest reason out of anything?
I mean, the biggest reason, I don't know. I mean, it definitely, I'm sure, played a factor. I mean, hey, when you have someone who, someone like a starting pitcher as well, who's just not on the same page that you're trying to kind of lay down for the rest of the team. I mean, it hurts the team. It hurts young guys, trying to kind of, learn about the major leagues, and it hurts team chemistry. It makes things kind of weird. And, obviously that would play, I guess, maybe a big factor in terms of if we want to get rid of him or not. So yeah, dude, I mean, it is a little bit of a shame to see him go. But I feel like as of late, he wasn't really doing you any good. So,
but
Germán, I know, is way worse. Taillon,
you're confident in Schmidt, even though you're concerned about his durability.
Yeah. He's got better stuff.
Yeah,
for sure. As Matt Gabriel asked, Barnes, are you going to the game?
I will be there. So looking forward to that. We're gonna preview the game in a second, but here we go. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. It just feels like it's my duty today, especially after what happened the last time I was there.
Oh my goodness!
What happened yesterday? To bring home a win here,
good.
And then Luis Castillo's Mariner debut. So get a firsthand look at what we possibly could have had. And
up there.
I'm hoping to say, boy, I'm glad we didn't give up the farm for this guy. But we'll get to that in a second. So the game yesterday, end of the day, Mariners 8, Yankees 6. And this is one of those games where, as me and Matt would say, isn't it just annoying? Because that's what it is. This is a game you felt like you should have won.
Kind of annoys me.
And I mentioned Taillon. Just did not have it from the beginning. A Suarez 2-run homer in the first, a rally solo shot in the second, gives up a sac fly in the third to make it 4-0 after 3. And it's like, I had just been talking the last couple of days about how this Mariners lineup, not at full strength, without Ty France and Julio Rodriguez, possibly, the most exciting young rookie in the game. So, with that being said, you figured, all right, I mean, they're not going to put up that many runs, but to give up 8 and have Taillon give up 6. And sure, he gave up 2 home runs, but I think one of the biggest things that did him in was allowing 4 walks. I mean, you can't do that, as me and Matt would say. But, so it doesn't even get him through 5, gives up 6, sure, 5 earned, but 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, the 2 home runs allowed. Like I mentioned, it was a 4-0 lead for the Mariners after 3. And then it was on to the 4th. Josh Donaldson showing he has somewhat of a pulse for a change, doubling to left, scoring Rizzo for the first run of the game. Jose Trevino with his 3rd home run in the last 2 games, 2-run shot to make it 4-3. So it's like, all right, we in this. We're feeling pretty good. But then the Mariners tack on 2 more in the 5th, after courtesy of a Carlos Santana double. And then you were looking at 6-3 after 5. But Rizzo, Tony, I did call it. I know I called the win as well. But 4th straight game with a homer. He's built for this place. Right center, too. Not a straight pull for a change. So he gives them a home run in the 6th to make it 6-4. Donaldson tying it with a 2-run shot of his own. So Josh Donaldson finally having a good game here. So you're thinking 6-6. We're feeling pretty good. And then Lucas Licky, serving it up to Haggerty, and then as well as Albert Abreu, giving up a run as well. Efros, nice debut, 2/3 of an inning, doing the job. Trevino, same thing, struck out 1 2/3 of an inning. So that was all in well. But then, we tried for a 9th inning rally, and it was one of those things, man, where it's just like choke up on the bat. Just find a way here because, just kind of giving a synopsis of the 9th here. So IKF led off the inning, striking out. Then Hicks struck out. So it's like, all right, I guess this is going to be over real quick. But LeMahieu singles, and I've lauded what a job he's done recently. Then Judge walks. Then Rizzo walks. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Tim LeCastro due up. Gleyber Torres, we know about all his walk-off hits. So he comes up and, he's facing a guy in Munoz, who had walked the previous 2 batters. So, you felt pretty good about that. But I never even heard of him, Tony, till last night. But he's got some stuff. He's throwing 103 miles an hour.
No
Do you
shit,
know? Are you
103?
familiar with him?
No, negative.
So I'm watching the at bat, and high slider. We talked about that before the show. I think he was hitting 93, 94, like
Nice.
you were saying. So Andres Munoz, 23 years old, and this season has 62 strikeouts at 41 2/3 innings. But was struggling with control. Gleyber, questionable strike call on the first pitch. It was a nice frame job, by Rowley there. Then he takes it was 103 miles an hour, but it was right down the middle. Doesn't even swing at it. And then he hangs a 91 mile an hour slider. Gleyber swings right through it. End of the game. And it was just so annoying because all he needed to do was hit a single and the game would have been tied. But of course, that's not what happened. And the Yankees lose this one 8-6. So definitely, a disappointing loss. And I think the biggest thing is you felt like you hit well enough here. That wasn't the problem. And it's nice to put up 6 runs in a game where, Judge doesn't hit 3 home runs.
Right.
But Tyone really let you down. And I don't know. I know I get ridiculous with the relievers, but not a huge Licky fan. I wouldn't have minded him going. The Blue Jays have won 3 in a row, so that lead is down to 11. But as long as we stay in double digits, I'm going to be happy here. But I think it's all about taking advantage of the opportunity presenting itself today. A getaway game, 1:00 game. And like I said, I'll be in attendance to see Luis Castillo's debut versus our ace, Garrett Cole.
And Matt says the Yankees are going to pop Castillo. You're there, Barnes. It's a W. He says Tyone can't pitch in October, come out of the pen, if anything.
And I don't know about you, Tony, but I say, how about nothing for Tyone? How about we just send him to AAA Scranton?
Wow.
What good is he at this point other than, all right, we're clinched. We need someone to start a game. Any type of big spot. Do we want Jameson Tyone anywhere near the mound?
It doesn't really seem like it, but I feel like last season he did some good, in big spots.
But it's always some good and some bad. It's never just a level plane.
So you're demanding more.
Oh, way more. I think he has 10 wins this year. But it's just
too high.
The ERA is too high. I think it's over 4 now. But Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have confidence in, and I was feeling pretty good because he was dominant in his previous start, but I just think you can't get the Seattle Mariners without their two best players. How are you gonna go near a
Right.
postseason roster?
I know. And you were saying how great that they were missing their two best players yesterday.
Yeah, and
Should have went with the opposite of what you were thinking.
yeah, I actually didn't check my other picks, but I'm gonna check that.
Dodgers won. I know that in a
all right.
landslide.
Okay, and then did the Red Sox probably lose? I'm guessing.
I don't know. I think they were like down by 1 last I was checking the games last night.
Let's see. Red Sox won.
Let's go.
There you go.
I think you're funny, Brian.
I mean, kind of. But I don't really like any comedians, I just like, or
I don't like any comedian.
But yeah, so we'll get to the game tonight in a second. But before we're gonna go Mets now. But before we do that, Tony, I want you to give me your synopsis on the two moves the Mets made yesterday in the form of Darren Ruff and Michael Givens.
Okay, so I guess I'll start off with Givens. We reliever from the Cubs, right-handed. And we gave up, I think, just like some minor prospects for him. Nothing crazy. He's decent. Him and Buck do have some history. Back in, I think it was 2015, his rookie year, he was on the Orioles.
Yeah, faced the Yankees a lot.
Right, faced the Yankees a lot. I think he had like a 1-something ERA. Pretty decent. Like I said, Buck was managing the team, so he kind of knew him, obviously from that. But I mean, it seems like his rookie season, and then I think he had 5 seasons with the Orioles. Seemed like to be his better years. He was doing decent for the Cubs. I was just looking at his numbers, and right, 2015, 1.8 ERA. Well, I guess right now he has a 6-2 record, a 2.7 ERA, 51 strikeouts over 40 2/3 innings. He's kind of got like that sidearm release, sort of like your guy that the Yankees got
Efros.
from the Cubs. No,
from the Cubs.
So kind of funny that happened. But I guess it's good. It's a good acquisition. But he's a righty, and as right now, I think we have. I'm pretty sure just Jolie's our only lefty out of the bullpen
with his 6 ERA.
Yeah, with a phenomenal ERA. I mean, dude, talk about someone you should have probably gotten rid of at the trade deadline. So I mean that's pretty good. I mean, you're certainly bolstering the bullpen. I would like to know. I would like to hope that that sidearm release would take some batters by surprise and stuff like that. Kind of utilize that. Because again, not having like many lefties in the bullpen, I feel like is kind of an issue. And then we also got Darren Ruff from the Giants. We gave JD Davis, Thomas Zapucki, and then a couple other minor leaguers, which is obviously pretty good. I mean, I thought if anyone they're going to deal from the starting roster, it would probably be JD Davis, which is kind of a shame because I feel like he kind of came over to the Mets a few years ago, really kind of through the minor league system too. I mean. The Mets were kind of the first team to give him a chance to play in the majors. And obviously, you always talked about how much he loved to play for New York, for the Mets specifically, everything. So a little sad to see him go for sure. But he really wasn't producing. And then Thomas Zapucki, I mean, he's been called up a few times. I mean, I'm surprised anyone would want to take him, dude. I don't know if you remember us talking about him, but I said he really doesn't belong in the major leagues at all. He was getting popped. They came up like 2 or 3 times, got popped every time. But then in terms of Ruff, I mean, again, it offers another kind of spot for someone to split time for the outfield, for someone to hop in at DH, I suppose. He does really well against left-handed pitchers, which is nice. I think his batting average is like a 270 something right now. But and he finished last year, obviously with the Giants, who were making a pretty good push for the championship here. It was 271. His line was 271, 385, and 519, 16 home runs, 43 RBIs, and 41 runs in 117 games. So pretty decent production. He's pretty much I guess on pace for somewhat of that right now. I think he has like 12 home runs right now. 11 home runs, 38 RBIs, 45 runs. And it seems like Buck is going to want him to use him almost exclusively against left-handed pitchers just because of how good he does against lefties, which is nice to kind of have that. Again, I mean, I suppose that is kind of bolstering some offense in certain situations. But I mean, overall, Brian, I mean, you think of the big names that were out there. the Castillo. We talked about Martinez yesterday. Obviously, Soto. The little bit of the Ohtani talk, and Epler and the Mets. Ohtani, like, wasn't exactly the big splash you were kind of expecting from the Mets here for the trade deadline. Especially with how much talk there are for this is going to be a winning team, like we're going to try and get the World Series, like time is now, like, and then you kind of get like these half-assed acquisitions.
Well, I believe yesterday you used my favorite term,
Bargain bin.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. It is just very weird. And I mean, like, all right, you didn't give up any of your prospects. That's kind of good, but are you going to use them? You going to bring them up?
Probably not.
Probably not, dude. So it's
nobody, like, you can't bring up prospects.
No one
anymore,
does that.
Unless you're 60 games under 500. Not bringing up a
like
prospect.
if you kept like Alvarez should be starting tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
Let him start tomorrow.
Well, I mean, the service time. I mean, we want to just kind of pay him $10,000 a year for the next 3 years.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. The choices the Mets made at the trade deadline, and I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like thinking, oh, there's gonna be some big deal, and then like Soto gets dealt. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. And Josh Bell
got dealt as well. That's crazy.
Hosmer ends up going to Boston after
yeah.
not waiving his no trade clause to go to the Nationals, which it's
Right.
like, I mean, Boston's not doing anything
No.
anyway, but maybe he's just thinking long term. I mean, he's going to win quicker in Boston, I guess. But,
yeah, definitely.
Real quick too, before we get to the Mets, because we didn't get to talk about, obviously Soto, going to the Padres.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think about, coupled with, Bell going over and then what they gave up and all of that, Voit going to the Nationals, actually, kind of interesting. But what did overall thoughts on the return the Nationals got, for Soto, and if it made sense?
I mean, they definitely got a lot of good prospects, which is exactly what the Nationals need. And I feel like it was different different position players all over the field. I feel right. Like it wasn't like they got too much of kind of one position. As Matt says, Padres stacked. Their offense when Tatis comes back is gonna be ridiculous. And getting Bell was solid too. He cranks him. I mean, yeah, he's totally right. I think the Padres are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, you talk about someone, winning the trade deadline. I think the Padres are definitely up there for that. But I think the Nationals got good return on them. I think they could have gotten more, especially with giving up with Bell too. Like,
yeah. Well, you know what the thing is, though, I do have to say, we know our systems way better than any of these other random teams. So to us, it seems like, what? Like, who do they even get? But supposedly, some of these guys are pretty good. I know, like Mackenzie Gore, has been a big name for a while. The pitcher, CJ Abrams, he's been up this year, the shortstop, but has done absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I guess, there's a lot of hype for James Wood, and Robert Hassel. I don't know, man. I don't know. And it just like, and it's funny, Salicata apparently thinks that, the Padres, how many more runs are they going to score? But not only do they get Soto, I mentioned they get Bell, and then they get Brandon Drury on top
that's
of
right.
it.
They got Brandon Drury. Totally forgot about that.
For like their 12th best prospects.
That's ridiculous. He's hot right now.
I mean, I know, you look at these things, and a lot of times they don't ever work out the way that you think. But, I mean, for the rest of the season, I mean, how do the Padres not score 9 runs a game?
I know.
How do you navigate through that? Are you nervous about a series against them with the Mets?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, let's say you walk Soto, I guess.
Then you face Tatis.
And then probably Machado, and
then you go to Bell, and then you go to Drury.
You can't walk them all. I mean, Jesus, dude.
And then obviously, not to mention the pitching. I mean, Darvish is good.
Yeah,
Musgrove just got that $100 million extension.
Right, dude. And then they have Hader now too.
Yeah. I can't believe I know we talked about it already, but I still can't believe Hader, the patch he's on. You think he's gonna hone in though?
Yeah, dude. Come on.
I mean, the stuff's always been there.
Yeah, he's not gonna be terrible for the rest of his career now. It's just been 1 month of some tough baseball, and that shit tends to happen. But it kind of worked out in the Padres' favor, obviously, because his value diminished over the past month, and they got a sweet deal.
If you had to walk the plank, if you were wrong about this, Mets Padres at LCS. You're going down with the ship or no?
Yeah.
But the palms are sweaty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, dude. Please.
But I mean, I could be wrong, but the Mets, I mean, as far as the record and just like with home field and stuff, I mean, they got to be a few games up on the Padres at this point, right? I know it's obviously going to change with these moves, but
yeah, no, most definitely, dude. I can check the standings.
I mean, the Padres are a wild card team right now.
Yeah, so
Tatis hasn't played a game. All right, so they have 60 wins. The Mets have 65 wins.
Okay, I'll take that.
So yeah, I mean, Padres definitely going to be a wild card team. So for all of this, I mean, I'm just saying, Tony. I mean, with this format, I know it's not going to be like the old days of the NL wildcard game, but I mean, a 2 out of 3 series. Let's say they might even have to face the Mets in that potentially. I mean, who's to say that they're a lock to advance? I mean, DeGrom, Scherzer,
right?
Starting. I mean, what did they lose both games? Done.
Yeah, that's very
it.
Possible.
Done.
Yeah, that's it.
You prefer to play them in a 3-game series instead of a 7?
Yeah.
Just because of DeGrom and Scherzer.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So gonna be a fun stretch. Obviously didn't get all the moves we wanted, but we got to work with what we have. Dude, you're not excited about Ralph?
No, I'm not really, dude.
Dude, those splits against lefties, I think the slugging percentage is over 550.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, but you don't know.
Against the lefties is
you don't know. I mean, he could, hit a bunch of home runs, and then it's like, oh, wow, like this was great. And
I suppose if Marte needs a rest, they're going to play him in the outfield. Or...
I feel like, though, he can't play the field. I mean, 36 years old. I mean,
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what? You can split time with Vogelbach over at DH?
If it was up to you, would Vogelbach be off the team already or
not? It's tough because, believe it or not, he's got a phenomenal eye at the plate.
Yeah. Eye for his plate, like food plate?
Both plates, dude. But it's also just, I mean, he hasn't really hit very well, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't gotten a lot of hits. I don't think he's had a dinger yet.
You're waiting for the boom.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Dude, come on.
And then I want to recap this Mets game with you, but one other thing. I mean, we have to, one of the greatest announcers of all time, Vince Scully, passing away yesterday, 94.
I know.
I mean, I guess at that age, you assume it's old age, but I didn't see any type of like cause of death or if he had been struggling or anything. It just kind of came out of the blue.
Yeah, they didn't really have much to, I guess, release. Other than that, he did pass away. But again, I mean, at that age, you want to assume.
Yeah, I mean, and what a run, though.
I know.
I mean, listen, I mean, it wasn't a 20-year retirement, but he got 6 years after. I mean, I think it 50 years announcing the Dodgers or something like that.
Yeah. Must have been at least.
Or
right?
no, dude, wasn't it 67 to 2016? Or that would be 50 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I think, and I know his wife, I think, had ALS, passed away last year. So a lot of times you see that. But just what a guy. And it always seems like they come in bunches. We just lost Bill Russell. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
But obviously, condolences to him. But on to the Mets here, Tony. Didn't work out the way you wanted, but there was some positives. So I'd love to hear that in this 5-1 loss to the Nationals.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so
positive, actually.
Positive.
Yeah.
So as many people know, it was DeGrom's first start of the year, for the Mets, and obviously it was a kind of a big question mark in terms of how he'd be feeling afterwards, during. But you know what, dude, he looked phenomenal. He threw 5 innings. His pitch count got up to 59. 46 of those 59 pitches were strikes. He was throwing consistently. I mean, out of the gate, I think he didn't throw anything other than his fastball for the first 2 batters, which the first 2 batters went down swinging on strikes. But I mean, he was consistently throwing triple digits with his fastball. And then his slider was coming in at 95, 96, which is absolutely ridiculous. And has just tremendous movement. I mean, he was buckling batters. They were coming down to a knee, which is great. I mean, he ended up going 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. So basically what I kind of expected from DeGrom, like I was kind of saying yesterday. And but regardless of that great start from him for the first time this season, I mean, the bullpen absolutely lost it. Seth Nogasek came in, who we've called back up I think, last week. And you know, he's been coming over our bullpen a couple times here and there, being called up from the minors. He's not really good, dude. I think he gave us one good outing this weekend or something. But he went 1 inning, 3 earned runs, 1K off of 2 hits. I think he let up back-to-back home runs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did. And then Johan Lopez comes in after him in the 7th, gives up another earned run, 2 hits, I guess 2 strikeouts, but I mean, he was, just leaving a fastball middle of the plate. And then Tommy Hunter came in, I guess, and he had, I guess, a decent inning of 1 hit baseball, 2 strikeouts, I should say, 1 walk. But I mean, to follow up DeGrom with that type of bullpen, I mean, you would assume that Buck would know, like, oh, DeGrom's gonna go 5 innings. I probably should put out my best bullpen guys, just because they're gonna have quite a few innings to fill. It's not like DeGrom's gonna go 7. You just need to get 2 innings. You can throw Ottavino in there. Like Nogasek, I mean, I don't think he should have a spot on the roster, honestly, from what I've seen from him. He's not good. His control is kind of shoddy. Does he have really good stuff? I don't even think it's that good, dude.
The one thing I would say, though, I mean, I don't know if since the trade went down like kind of late, like was McGivens even on the roster? Like, is that going to be like
he wasn't?
Will Nogasek will go down?
I guess I would assume so, right? At this point. But I mean,
listen, one thing I would say, Tony, I know I get it, with Givens a little inconsistency. I honestly think he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's funny, he almost reminds me of Miguel Castro. They were teammates. Castro was his setup guy, when he became the closer. So I think he could play a big role, for the Mets. And I think he's going to be energized.
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the losing that happened to him in Baltimore,
right?
All the losing with the Cubs, and now he goes to the Mets,
right?
Especially if he's just your 6th inning guy, I think you could do a lot worse.
Yeah, and I'm sure being back with Buck would be good for him too.
Exactly, he knows when to use him.
But I mean, I'm skeptical,
which I don't blame you.
Yeah, and yeah, if Nogasek goes down, that'd be great. It's gonna be interesting to see too. I gotta look up like how Trevor May is doing, honestly. His injury and stuff like that. But yeah, really tough loss, because then on top of that, I mean, honestly, it just seemed like typical Mets. I mean, DeGrom comes in, has a great start, and the Mets just don't do anything to help him out in terms of scoring some runs here. I mean, they scored 1 run, dude. 1 run off of it wasn't even Abbott. Abbott went 5 innings of no earned run baseball. Like, what is that about, dude? And then Arano came in. They got 1 run off of Arano. And then there was 3 other bullpen guys coming in for Washington who aren't good. And you're not going to score any runs. I mean, they only had how many hits? They had 6 hits in the game. There was that 1 home run by Lindor. Is what that.
And I was going to say, Tony, I think I was mistaken. I think there were 2 positives from this game. And I have to say something I was wrong about. Lindor looks like he might be able to piece this together. I mean, 19 and 74, averages up to 61. If he gets even up to just 270, and conceivably could hit about 30 home runs and have over. I mean, I think it would set up to where, all right, next year, let's see the 38 and 115 hitting 290 and winning a Gold Glove.
Well, you didn't have any belief in him, dude. So whatever.
You were struggling with the belief yourself, though.
I had confidence in him.
You were
dude.
Tight. I mean, I think you still are
tight, dude. Well, hey, but I forget. I forget when you asked me what his end line would be. I think he said he'd be batting like 275.
Yeah, and I think 27.
Yeah, 26, 27 home runs.
Yeah. So that's
doable, dude. It's doable. Yeah, that's I guess a positive. But they still fucking lost, dude.
Yeah, but imagine if Darren Ruff was batting cleanup in this lineup yesterday. You don't think he might have put one out?
I don't know. Do you think so?
Probably not.
Probably not, dude. I don't think we faced any lefties.
Has there been any talk of bringing anyone up? I mean, you just haven't heard anything.
Bringing someone up, like
who was it? We just mentioned them.
Not Alvarez.
No,
Betty.
No, the other one.
Mauricio.
There's one other one, and there was some talk about bringing him up.
Not Mauricio.
No.
Okay, not anyone I just mentioned to you.
No, I'm gonna just look it up real quick. Mets top prospects. Yeah, it's not Mauricio. Because I think it was Vientos.
Oh, Vientos. They were talking about yesterday.
I mean, how would you feel about that?
I mean, hey, he plays the outfield, so plays a little bit of third base as well. So I mean, why not, dude? I'm trying to see his numbers right now. Stats. Here we go. So far, 267 batting average, OBP of 351, slugging 520. 19 home runs in the season, 54 RBIs.
I mean, right? That's enough though. 19
That's
home runs
pretty
in the minor
decent,
leagues
dude.
is
Yeah,
a ton.
That is a ton.
I mean, is that not the answer?
I like it in the outfield. Yeah, why not? But who are you moving? It's Kana.
You would actually let Kana go?
No,
really?
you have to like do something with him.
There's got to be. I mean, you know the roster better than me, but there's got to be a backup that you would love to just get rid of. I'm just looking here. Kramer Robinson.
Kramer Robinson.
Yeah, no, he's on the active roster, Tony.
Get the fuck out! I've never seen that guy play an inning in my life.
Because I go to MLB. Let me just want to make sure, but 40-man. That's so weird. It's like he's listed on the active roster, but he's not listed on the 40-man roster. Which, oh no, he is listed on the 40-man roster. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there you go, Kramer Robinson.
Oh, they just called him up 15 hours ago.
Yeah, so
yesterday, Robinson's an infielder. Major League plate appearance to his name. One Major League plate appearance to his name that came earlier this year with the Cardinals.
He's 27 years old.
27 years old.
Drafted by the Cardinals, 4th round.
He's a shortstop, predominantly. What do we need him for?
Exactly.
Get him out of there.
But even though he's a man of the people, you think once again the guys that were Vientos, Alvarez, Cohen's manipulating service time.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everyone does, it seems, right?
But how was that not part of the CBA?
I know, you would think, right? Didn't they skip over that part, remember?
The international draft. But then somehow that was tied in with the qualifying offer.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you have an incompetent commissioner, Rob Manfred. Imagine if there was a commissioner who just wasn't, bending over for the owners.
Right.
And actually,
care about the players.
What does Rob Manfred do for the players?
Nothing.
He was up for Pulse of the People.
What?
I swear to God. Like, it's something, I think it's just a New York thing. I don't know. They talk about it on the Fan all the time. And Boomer Esiason was up for it as well. But yeah, he was like in the final running. He definitely didn't win it, but it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like it was like, oh, well, he hammered out that deal.
Yeah. Yeah, really hammered it out, dude. A couple comments here from Matthew. RIP for Scully. What a legend. Didn't even know anything was wrong or he was sick or anything. Totally unexpected when I saw it this morning. He says, Barnes, you're right, bro. I don't know what that is in reference to.
About Russell passing away, coming in
packs.
Yeah.
And then DeGrom always gets boned by the offense. We've seen that before. And then Gio from the Fan, biggest chief.
I know you've only had him in limited spurts, but do you agree? Or
I don't know. I don't think I can make a accurate kind of guess here.
I guess, and Matt would be better to speak on this because he always used to listen to them back in the day. But it's like he comes in, he obviously fills the shoes of Craig Carton, to prison. And I just feel like he's been on the Fan, 5-6 years, whatever it is now.
Right.
And he just like acts like he's the man. And I just feel like, Gio, how many fans do you really have? I think you would be nothing without Boomer.
Right.
And I know Matt agrees with this too. I think, do you know Jerry Recco or no?
No.
Voice of Rutgers men's basketball, Tony. And he's been the long time update guy, producer.
Right.
And he just fits right in. And he says he's got no fans. It's all Boomer. Exactly, Barnes.
Yeah.
So
he actually called him specifically a little chode chief.
Huh?
That's what he says. Matthew Gabriel, little chode chief.
I am not seeing that on here.
Are you serious? I have it up right now.
I'm saying
Gio from the
Fan,
biggest chief. Right after that, little Cho Chief.
No, that one's not showing up on the public review.
No way,
Yeah.
dude.
Welcome to StreamYard.
That's so weird.
Jerry would have been the move to replace Carton. There you go. So kind of interesting. You haven't went back to them at all? You're all 98.7?
Yeah, still. I mean, honestly, even if I wake up a little late, I listen because I don't catch all of Rothenberg sometimes, so I listen to Rothenberg. However, the people who upload the episode are idiots because it takes them until like 8:30, 9 o'clock to upload.
Yeah, but aren't you up at 3:30?
No, I've been up for the gym recently.
What time? Like today, for instance?
I'll get up like 6, go for a run.
Wow, I'm beating you to the punch.
Yeah, dude.
Alarm 5:20.
Yeah, I know. I think I gotta get up a little earlier because I'm rushing in the morning.
Yeah. No, that's literally almost like sometimes like it's like okay, I really could get up at 6:30, but I don't want to rush.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Snooze a little bit. I got time in the shower.
Exactly. I gotta do a 5:30 alarm. That way I can like make breakfast decently.
And I just grab the coffee. Worry about breakfast later.
I know, but I hate that because then now it's.
What'd you have for breakfast? Or you didn't have it?
I was rushed, so now it's 10 o'clock. I'm fucking starving, Brian.
What would you have had?
I had a bagel frozen from home in the freezer.
But if you had time, I mean, what would you have had?
No, that's what I'm saying. If I had time.
Oh, I thought you said you had a frozen bagel. That's when you said
I had nothing for breakfast,
nothing.
Brian.
Absolutely
nothing, dude. I would have heated up that bagel, toasted it, okay?
Slap some egg on it.
Slap a nice egg on it, maybe a little cheese, and have some sausage in the freezer as well. I could have heated up.
You know what
breakfast
I've had
sausage.
today?
What?
100-calorie pack of almonds.
That sounds disgusting, dude.
You don't like almonds?
I guess not. No, honestly, no. Not really, to be honest. I don't like plain almonds.
So, but are you for breakfast having like a egg sandwich like 6 days a week?
No. Oatmeal.
Okay.
Like oatmeal.
I can't do it.
If I have cereal in the house, I do a little cereal, but it's hard to find like a good cereal, like a healthy cereal.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I'll have cereal, but I want Reese's Puffs.
Exactly.
I don't want to have Wheaties.
Yeah, I know. Wheaties. Oh. Or like Raisin Bran or something like.
Even Rice Krispies.
Dude.
Rice Krispie treats great.
Rice Krispies suck, dude.
Yeah.
People. I don't understand how people like that.
Unbelievable.
Honey Nut Cheerios, but high in sugar, dude. So it's like, what really is good?
And then you think, catch it with the granola. That's good.
Yeah, no.
Oh, is it really good? The fat, the sugar,
it's not
the carbs.
Cereal's not good for you. It's bullshit.
A bunch of garbage, Tony.
Yeah, it really is a bunch of garbage.
Speaking of a bunch of garbage, last night, me and you, the picks, both 1-3. So my opposite strategy
did not work.
Bites the dust, but doesn't matter. I'm going back to the well. We're talking collectively here, Tony. 27-28 for me, 33-22 for you. But you lead us off, sir.
All right, let's look at the slate here on this beautiful Wednesday, August 3rd. As we know, the Mets are still playing the Nationals, and I'm going to double down here with the Mets. I don't give a fuck what happened last night. Chris Bassitt's on the mound. I forget what had happened, but Chris Bassett was like going nuts in the dugout for someone to hit a home run, and Buck just looked at him like he's a fucking maniac.
Like he was mad or not really?
No, like he was looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, and he was just like, "Yeah," in the dugout. It was mad funny. We're giving Chris Bassett here. I'm just looking at like his last few starts and everything. First of all, I feel like it's been like forever since he had a start, but it says here his last start was against Miami, the 29th, 6 innings, 4 earned runs. Not exactly what you want. Still came up with a W because he had 6 runs in support of that horrible outing he had. I guess it's not horrible, but 6-4 is not really what you want from him. I would say he goes 7 tonight, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks, no walks. I'll give him like 4 hits maybe, giving up. And the Mets, I would say Lindor. I guess if he has a home run tonight, that'd be 3 games in a row, which he had a home run. Lindor with another dinger for his 20th, I think, right? He had 19. We're talking
19 and 74, so maybe 20 and 75. It was a solo.
Give me 20 and 77. Okay, 20 and 77, 3-run homer. Let's fucking go. And the Mets will fucking glide into victory here. 8-0.
Wow.
8-0, dude.
Aggressive, Tony. Aggressive.
That's what we need.
So we got, matinee game. Of course, I'll be there. Give you guys some updates. But Luis Castillo, as I mentioned, making his debut, has pitched great with Cincinnati and actually had a nice start against the Yankees not too long ago, going up against Garrett Cole. And, I think it's going to be a good pitching matchup, for sure. So what I forecast here, and kind of something we've seen before in these type of situations. I think after 6 innings, both pitchers will have pitched those full 6 innings.
Mhm.
I'll say the Yankees will be up 1-0. Anthony Rizzo make it 5 straight games as he approaches Mattingly's record. And Castillo, they don't want to overdo it. He's at 98 pitches. They run him out for a batter.
Don't want to overdo
he
it.
walks Judge.
Oh man.
Bullpen comes in. Rizzo hits another one.
Right.
Unbelievable. And I think we'll see Efros and Trevino again. And you think about that 3-0. I think that's where we end up. Low scoring game. I'm all about these 10-0 complete game shutout, but I think Cole goes 6 2/3, strikes out 9. Obviously doesn't give up any runs, maybe 4 hits, 1 walk. Picking up his 10th victory of the season. Holmes 1, 2, 3 in the 9th. Yankees win off to St. Louis to face Jordan Montgomery over the weekend.
That's crazy. All right, my next pick, dude. I'm gonna go with the Angels. You know who's pitching for the Angels tonight?
Reed Detmers?
No.
Who is it?
Shohei.
Oh, okay.
Who really should be pitching for the Mets. But nonetheless, dude, Ohtani is going to continue to make his campaign on why he should come to the Mets. He's going to have a phenomenal outing tonight. I'm going to say he goes 7 1/3. 1 earned run. 3 hits. No walks. 10 Ks. As well as going, I don't know, I guess, as well as having 2 doubles, 2 RBI doubles tonight. And I would say against James Caprillion, someone who's 2-5, a 4.5 ERA, who's given up 13 home runs in the season, 35 walks, over 80 innings. Which actually isn't that bad, I suppose. But I would imagine Oakland, no offense. Caprillion, trash. Angels, 5-2.
All right. So I'm looking at a game that's I'm sure is going to be a lot of interest in. Normally there wouldn't be because you'd say it's a mismatch given the records of the teams.
Oh boy.
Padres hosting the Rockies. Chad Kuhl versus Blake Snell. And this is tough
I
because
know. Who are you going to take, Brian?
I guess I actually have to take the Padres just because I'm always fading Blake Snell. So, I'm expecting him to get popped, but I guess he's not. So I guess that means he's pitching 7 innings, striking out 12. And Juan Soto, gets a curtain call, 3 for 4, 2 home runs. Josh Bell tacks one on in the 9th. Padres 8-0 over the Rockies.
Wow. The Padres kind of have to win this game.
You would think all the investment, throwing away the future.
Yeah, dude. All right. So my next pick here. Just looking at this slate here, I know the Brewers screwed me over last night. Now Freddie Peralta's on the mound for them. Freddie Peralta. I guess I'll take Miami tonight against Mike Minor of the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati, obviously now without Drury, without Castillo. What are we doing with them, dude? Who do they have?
That is actually
who did they get?
Votto. They have Votto. They just got prospects. They didn't get anybody.
Even Joey Votto. It's so funny because I'm looking at the stats here. Brandon Drury led them in every fucking category.
Of course.
And now he's gone. And Sandy Alcantara's on the mound for Miami. So I could imagine there's going to be any type of offense for Cincinnati tonight. Maybe they'll get a run in from the bullpen. But I would imagine Miami's going to win this one. I would say pretty low scoring. I'd say 3-1.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, going against the grain here, you look at this Blue Jays and Rays matchup, and Kikuchi on the mound, obviously hammered every time, 4-5, 4.8.
I think last time he didn't do too bad.
But just more times than not. It seems like every time we're closely following him, Tony, he's getting popped. Jalen Beeks, I mentioned many times, came over in the Evaldi trade. But I'm going with Toronto. I guess Kikuchi is going to lock him down. Rays look like shit recently anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, let's say Kikuchi, 6 inning, 12 strikeouts, 3 hits, no walks, no runs. And we are going to give Laddie a home run and 2-0 Jays. Low
All right.
scoring. Kikuchi dominating. Bullpen. Done. Even though it doesn't help the Yankees, but that's what's going to happen.
Okay. All right, my fourth and final here. We're gonna go Cleveland. Shane Bieber on the mound. Obviously, we know how good Shane Bieber could be. We know that he struggled a little bit, I feel, this season. 3.41 ERA, 118 2/3 innings pitched, 118 Ks, so good strikeout rate, but 28 walks, giving up 10 home runs, 107 hits. But regardless, 5-6 in the season. I do think Cleveland will be able to support him because Tommy Henry on the mound for the Diamondbacks here tonight. First MLB start as a pitcher, 25 years old. I think we've seen it time and time again with the guy from Boston, with the guy from Oakland, I think, too, where we see these guys come up and get absolutely shellacked in their first outing, having a tough time adjusting to the major leagues. I think Tommy Henry is going to get popped. 4 innings, 5 earned runs, nothing crazy. Maybe they even keep him in for longer because he's a young dude and it's the Diamondbacks. Who cares about them? Cleveland, victorious, 7-3.
Yeah, there we go. Last pick here, a guy near and dear to your heart, Zach Wheeler on the hill versus Charlie Morton.
Dude.
So you look at this. What are you gonna say?
Connecticut native.
Oh, Connecticut native. Yep, from New London, I believe, or New Britain, whatever. I think it might be New Britain.
I think it might be New Britain too.
So you look at this. Morton, hasn't looked himself this year. Wheeler's look great, like the Cy Young Award winner that he is. So I guess I'm gonna go with the Braves. Not to say they haven't been playing well, but give me the Braves here. Austin Riley, 3 home runs, 2 off Wheeler. Give me the Braves here, 7-4 over the Phillies.
I mean, geez, they shellacked them last night.
Why not do it again?
Yeah, right.
So give me the Braves there, and that is my 4th and final here. But going to be exciting over the next couple of days. A lot of debuts. And I'm sure you can't wait to see the new Mets take the field. Maybe Vientos up. How long will it take Ruff to hit one out? Will he beat Vogelbach? Because Vogelbach hasn't yet.
Vogelbach has not, as far as I know, which I know for sure. I would say he definitely beats Vogelbach as Brian stretches after that pick segment. Ooh. I would say it takes him, if he's in the lineup tonight.
He's gonna go tonight. Nationals weak pitching, no?
Right?
I mean, you would think.
I would think so.
So yeah, gonna be fun. And like I said, I'll give you guys some updates from the stadium. Hopefully get a victory there. And
get evicted there.
One other topic and Tony's favorite this week as the I guess it would be the last tournament before the FedEx Cup playoffs start next week. It feels weird saying playoffs for golf, but it's been a while now that we've had that. The Wyndham Championship from Sedgefield Country Club. So you kind of have a mixed field here, not all the big names, but a couple of guys that me and you are fans of. Sanjay Im, Will Zalatoris, Shane Lowry. You look at Webb Simpson, Cameron Champ, Tyrrell Hatton, Taylor Pendrith, who was in the mix last week. So these guys are kind of just trying to position themselves. So it's more about the guys at the bottom of these standings than the top. Justin Rose, another big name as well. But my guy, Will Zalatoris, Tony, has still not won a tournament. Winning Rookie of the Year last year. And just been so close at these majors. There's so much talent there. So you have to feel like him and Shane Lowry are 2 guys you'd expect to see at the top of the list here. Lowry in this tournament, 14 rounds, average score of 67.36. So it's gettable out there. But give me Zalatoris to get that win into the FedEx Cup playoffs. And who knows, he might hoist that FedEx Cup trophy, that $15 million prize. And I think what a way to start. get that first win under your belt, let the rest fall into place, because I think, that's what it's all about. And it's just going to be interesting to see how the playoffs play out and who's hoisting that trophy at the Tour Championship in Atlanta with that 35-man field. So looking forward to that. But give me Will Zalatoris winning the 2022 Wyndham Championship and your pick, sir.
The guy who won it last year, Kevin
Kisner.
Is he in it again?
Kevin Kisner is it in again?
Back to back.
Back to back. That's
do it.
bold, Tony.
Think so?
I didn't know you were a big Kiz guy.
Well, I remember watching it last year and him winning it. Honestly, for some reason, I guess that's just stuck in my head.
Okay, all right. I mean, back to backs are tough,
yeah.
But hey, if he does it, I think that's pretty impressive. One other thing, that we didn't get to talk about that I just wanted to ask you, before we wrap it up here. What was your thoughts on what the Phillies did? Syndergaard, Robertson. Were you kind of surprised? Because they haven't had the best season. I know they've picked it up recently, but.
I mean, I guess. Syndergaard, I think, is kind of a weird
acquisition.
A weird acquisition. I mean, how much time is he really going to give you, and how good is he really? I don't think he is much good at all. I welcome it because I guess we're going to see him again. I guess, hopefully, pitching against us. Because he was supposed to Sunday Night Baseball, LA, but they gave him an extra day's rest because he's a little bitch boy. So yeah, I mean, I guess. Maybe if they put him in the bullpen, out of the bullpen, good. But I mean, again, I
don't think they're putting him out of the bullpen. But you really think so?
I mean, how much longevity do you think they're going to give him? Maybe the rest of the season he can be a starter. But I mean, I feel like he's like a ticking time bomb. That guy.
The only thing I'm thinking is, I think they're thinking the thought of facing the Mets head on,
right,
will energize him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. But he's going to get fucking popped when he faces the Mets head on, and I don't know. I feel like they need, some young help. Like they're not going to be contending this year, really.
You don't think they'll get in?
Even if they do, I mean, how far are they going, dude?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you would say as far as Bryce Harper will take them if he's healthy.
If he's healthy, if he can even be back for the playoffs, So I don't know. I think it's kind of a weird move. Maybe they're hoping Syndergaard can, I don't know, do pretty well through the season. Maybe he'll be kind of good bait to kind of get rid of.
But I mean, I don't know. I just because this is his only year of his contract though.
This is the only year, so he'd be free agent after this year.
Yeah, so okay, I guess it's lightning in the bottle, the old Syndergaard.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
I've just never seen someone that threw so hard, have Tommy John, and then throw so much slower.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
You think he just doesn't have the drive?
I mean, it seemed like it when he was, tail end of his Met career. I mean, he was just like requesting a trade, and oh man, this place sucks, and
But did he just say that because they didn't want to give him a max deal?
I mean, maybe, but then he went to LA as if he was going to go out there to die.
Yeah.
To go from that market too, from New York to LA. I mean, it's way different, especially the Angels too.
Especially Orange County.
Yeah, it's like it's like he just wanted to be like, all right, I'll just chill out my last couple of years.
And then what about Robertson going back to the Phillies? He bombed out there as a free agent after leaving the Yankees in 2018.
Right.
You think he's gonna blow it?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, he literally they signed him to this like decent sized deal. I think it was a 2-year deal or whatever.
Yeah.
The salary was, but I mean, he only pitched 6 2/3 innings. Then had I think elbow surgery or something. Came back with the Rays last year. Had a cup of coffee, only 12 innings. So you look at it. I mean, since 2019,
hasn't pitched a lot.
Before this year, he had pitched 18 2/3 innings. He's pitched 40 1/3 innings this year, 51 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed in 40 innings.
That's pretty decent.
I know. It's weird. It's like one of those things where, you look at his 9-year Yankee career, his ERA was 2.75, but it seemed like he did give up some big dingers. So you just have to question, if we get into the postseason, the wild card down the stretch,
right?
Is he going to serve him up?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess time will tell, I suppose, right? But I mean, I guess in the meantime, but again, like let's see where the Phillies are right now, because they're tight for the wild card, right?
Yeah.
They're even with St. Louis, 3.5 back from San Diego.
So
No,
they're in
5 games. They're 5 games.
But are
back from
they
San Diego.
third? They're third in the. So they have the last wild card spot.
They're
right
third right now. Yeah,
now?
they're tied with St. Louis for third.
Oh, tied with St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously St. Louis picking up Monty. But Philly's also got Brandon Marsh as well. So an extra outfielder, spare part type of situation. I mean, but you still, how do you not favor St. Louis here?
Right. Especially with their ability to hit. And with their pitchers even too. They have good starting pitching.
I think this is those moves. Then it's just kind of a desperation thing, lightning in the bottle. Because listen, we as good as we feel the Cardinals are, with Goldschmidt and Arenado. We've seen their performance over the last few years. We can't, assume it. And I read the comment, Tony, but why don't you read the comment to the
Matthew
audience?
says, Barnes, what are you getting to eat at the game today, bud? Halal guys in the stadium, my guy.
Here we go again with the food. And,
Halal guys? Halal guys. Delicious.
So
phenomenal. Love it.
The first time I ever had it, freshman.
100%.
I own a college, which is now I own a university, coincidentally enough. Drove there, got a ride there to the cart on the street, in the city at 53rd, wherever it is. And I was really impressed, loved it. I don't know if it was just like a first time thing, but ever since then, it's just not had the same bite. I'm not saying it's bad, but that first time.
What'd you get, gyro?
Yeah. It was like literally the best thing I've ever. That white sauce mixed with the hot sauce. Oh my God. Maybe I'll give it another try, but you know what it is, Matt, honestly. And I don't want to dog my place at all, but no matter what they bring into Yankee Stadium, it's just too mass produced. So it doesn't get me going. Tony thinks that, the Citi Field has gourmet food over here, but it's not just Yankee Stadium. It's any stadium. So that being said, probably not going to go halal, guys. And I know this is kind of going against what I said, but Benihana, the hibachi place, I know has some shrimp hibachi. So that's tempting.
Oh,
definitely tempting. But it could be just a simple, sausage and peppers, have your corn.
Have a hot dog.
The hot dog, I don't know. I feel like I only like hot dogs fresh from a grill. Anywhere else, it's like, I don't know. What would be your move, Tony?
2 hot dogs, chicken fingers, and fries.
You really eat that at a game?
What the fuck else?
Do you spend half the game in the bathroom?
What are you talking about, dude? No, I'm an adult, Brian. I'm an adult. Okay. By the way, Matthew says, "Are you fucking kidding me, Barnes? Ha 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 ha."
He said I'm totally right.
No. Well, I think he said you're totally right. Maybe about the mass-produced thing, but then with the Benihana, he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh yeah. But Matt, I thought he was talking about the mass-produced.
Dude gets the sausage and pepper sandwich, then a little later on, get a small chicken fingers and fries.
No, and
good job, Tony. He says.
He is though, because everybody, it's such a good deal. The big bucket with the chicken fingers and fries. No. You just get the separate order of chicken tenders. If you want the fries, sure. Nathan's, I like the crinkle cut, but you don't get the big bucket. They give you a pound of fries. It goes to waste. It's too much. The tenders aren't as good. Yeah, dude, you can't go Benihana in the stadium.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's so funny.
I just want to go Legend just one time. Like, why do the tickets have to be $500? Come on. Gourmet buffet, Tony.
Dude, I will say, when I was at the Red Sox game, we were like kind of right by center field, kind of like where the bullpen is there. And Anna took me, her friend's dad had season tickets, whatever, get the tickets. Went into some, we had access to some bar.
Yeah.
And they had like a full kitchen, like you sit down and order sort of deal. It was
okay. Wait, awesome. So this bar,
I forget what it was called.
But it's just, obviously, I guess there's really only one level in center field, but it just overlooks the whole park in center field, right?
Yeah.
Because I went up there. I think just to get like a drink or whatever, we were gonna stand there.
It's like a little bit in more. It's like in the state. It's not.
Okay.
No, it doesn't overlook anything. Yeah. This was below. Yeah. And it was like you need to have like that ticket to be in that section, have access. And it was dope, dude. Like, that's nice when you're at the club. Like, I think Mets Citi Field has like the Delta Club, I think.
Yeah, the Yankees have a Delta
Yeah.
Club as well. So nothing like quality, Tony.
Nothing like quality. And I
Quality
think
over quantity.
Citi Field, you get like the cushier chairs like this one, and then you
Yeah.
can get you have a waiter. You can order your fucking food.
That is
So
what
don't
it's
have to
all
get
about.
up. Never
But-
miss a fucking pitch.
I think, me, you, Matthew, Michael, we should all be throw Renee in there too. We should all be on the food commission for
Yeah.
all sporting arenas.
Oh,
Because I
yeah,
think,
dude.
we got to move it along. And I
think
think
so.
Michael in the kitchen, he has a couple interesting things he could throw in the mix.
Oh yeah,
As well as
for
just his
sure.
expertise, in the area.
Right, as a server.
And then just the fact that we're not going to accept anything else but outstanding.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem.
Right.
Don't charge $28 for chicken nuggets and fries when the fries are soggy, overloading the bucket. They're just going to waste.
Right.
What is that? What is that? As Matthew says, let's go to Sakura tonight. Are you down, buddy?
He's been on the Sakura chain for I want to say since the last weekend. I want to say.
Can you blame him?
He was trying to go. I haven't been in a while, dude.
A while. So, hey, I mean, maybe if the Yankees win, I think we've got to start there. But why are we saying maybe? It's a definite.
No, dude. Castillo.
Stop.
Derek
But
Cole, trash.
like I said, stop.
Side attack.
All that being said, Tony, I know we encompassed a lot today.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, dude. And Barnes is gonna like this one. We have a screen time coming at you 11:30 this morning. Manny's back finally, and it's it's gonna sound funny. We're doing best History Channel shows.
Interesting.
Are you familiar with the History Channel, Brian?
Yes, I've never watched it, but I know what it is.
You ever watch History Channel?
I mean, I'm sure I
Come
have,
on,
but it's
dude.
just...
You ever watched they do specials on World War II or Abraham Lincoln or the Hatfield and McCoys? How about like swamp people or porn stars or
there's just...
You watch Pawn Stars, dude. Come on. You've seen Pawn Stars.
But it's one of those things...
Have you seen Pawn Stars?
Probably not even a full episode.
Oh, my
seen
gosh.
a quick bite. Okay.
They have so much sports memorabilia. Oh, but Barnes is not a memorabilia guy.
Why not just watch the game? See, that's
it's not on. It's not on right now. It's not on. The game's not on.
Nobody can argue.
The game is not on right now.
Nobody can argue, fans.
Game's not on.
There is nothing more real in this world, more organic than the art of sports. Nothing else tops that. So you could put anything you want in the tube.
Really?
It's not real.
Not even your hibachi chef at Benihana?
If you want hibachi, get hibachi. You don't need to watch a series on it. All right?
Why not, dude? Aren't you curious how they first started hibachi?
Oh, man. But
Anyway,
yeah, so everybody check it out.
Yeah.
Nothing, Matthew, is rigged, by the way.
What's rigged?
I think he's talking about sports, but nothing's rigged in sports. I mean,
I
especially they're just it's not. It's not.
You think the NBA is rigged, don't you?
No.
You were talking about it being rigged the whole season.
So officials,
Tim Donaghy, how are you?
Officials can, favor teams, whatever. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, there's no guy that go out there. Oh, my bookie just texted me. I got to miss this 3-pointer. That doesn't exist. So, in a limited fashion, sure. And that's only the trash of the NBA. So the NBA.
I mean, baseball's
get it
had its
together.
problems too.
How?
Didn't Pete Rose bet on games? Show Jackson, the White Sox.
Bet on his team to win.
Doesn't matter. You still can't do that.
To win.
Can't
Tony.
do that.
It's Jackson.
It's
Again.
illegal.
Stop.
dude.
It was over 100 years ago.
So
Enough.
what?
Enough. Pump for the NFL, boys. Jets going to be dope. I know Tony's astute.
I mean, NFL is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to just sitting down on a Sunday and just eating buffalo chicken dip and fucking talk about good food on Sunday. Oh, and it's nice homemade food. The buff chicken dip, the regular chips and onion dip. You want to make some fucking weenies, some hot dogs, picking a blanket, dude. Oh,
Good stuff right there.
great stuff. Some wings, dude.
Yeah. Boneless though. Chicken nuggets.
Get the fuck out of here with the chicken nuggets. Okay. Matty says, "Yeah, come on, Tony." With
Come
come on,
Tony. But Tony, listen.
Good. He says.
Once again, though.
Oh, you ready to go, dude? Brian's gotta go. You got a train to catch. All right.
No, I mean, I asked you. I mean, screen time. I want everyone to check that out.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
okay.
right? I mean, that's all we have.
Yeah.
But great show. Really appreciate everybody tuning in and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe.
That's too high.
As well as check out our archives on our YouTube page, as well as checking out the summer collection at downtimetv.com. One thing I forgot to mention, I just thought about it now. See you later, Joey Gallo on the Dodgers. So obviously we're excited.
That's right.
About that.
The fucking Dodgers took. I can't believe that.
How many times can he strike out? So we'll see. Maybe we'll see him in the World Series. I doubt he makes the postseason roster, but glad he's off our team. But once again, great day. Love the conversation. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit from the game. Everybody enjoy the day, the games, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.